Okay, welcome to the Delgado Squab Ranch. I had somebody ask me a question about sexing young birds and if you were able to do so. And we do sex our birds whenever we build our pens. So I have a pen over here that I recently put together, birds I saved, and I sex them. I make sure I have male and females. I typically want a couple more females than males because the mortality rate is sometimes, it's hard to predict, so I like to keep a few more females. And the new pen is right here. I also have a bird in this pen that its neck, it keeps puffing up, and I want to show you how you can fix that too. It happens to a young bird sometimes. Okay, so in here, I typically will start with about 15 or 20% more than what this lop is going to hold. What I'll do is, I know I'm going to have mortality, and then once all the birds have mated, I will take the extra pair and I'll put them into empty nest boxes in some of my other lofts. So we'll start with the guy right here. So what happens, well, you know, the birds like to puff up their chests, and sometimes the air doesn't release, and most of the time it'll go away, but it doesn't always do that. This guy's been like this for about 2 weeks. So what you can do is, I'm going to put a little hole in his just in the skin, and that's going to release the air. Now if you use a needle or something really small, what's going to happen is it's going to heal right away, and then it's going to puff back up again. So it's good to use something that's, I have my pocket knife and I just put a little hole in the skin, and it'll release all the air, and it'll take a long enough time to heal that maybe whatever he's got going inside will fix itself. Now it's just a little incision, nothing, you're not stabbing the bird, you're just making a little incision, and you can see all the air is being released from his neck. Now they'll have labored breathing if it gets really bad, and they'll have a hard time drinking or eating. So now you can see he's kind of back to normal. Anyways, I could have sexed him. We'll just grab another bird and we'll sex a couple birds. So here, what I do is I grab the toes and I pull them back. And the bird kind of has to relax a little bit. So when you have the two toes, this one's going to be a female. The two toes are the same length, but they're also in line with the third toe. Now, if you go in between the hips, you can feel the hip bones. You can put 2 fingers between the hip bones. As they get older, that's not the case. Pretty much all the birds the hips are going to kind of be the same. But when they're young, you can put 2 fingers between the hips. The toes are even, but they all have to be lined up. And it's very easy to manipulate the toes. So we'll grab another bird that I believe is going to be a male. Okay. Well, I think this might be a girl as well. It's very subtle. The toe on the left is a little bit longer than the toe on the right. And then if you feel in between the hips, It is just a single finger, but I'll find another male that the toe's quite a bit longer. It makes it a little easier. Okay, so on this bird here, again, in between the hips, one finger only. Now, when you pull the toes back, all three of them are in line, but you can see the toe on the right is longer than the toe on the left. So that's how we indicate a male from a female, between the hips and the toes. Now, it's not 100% correct, but I put together, I don't even know how many pens, and I typically come out with lots of pairs and very few odds and ends. So that's how we sex birds. And if you're interested in Squab, we are part of the Squab Producers of California. So if you're interested in our product, you can support families like ours by purchasing our product. And the phone number will be on the bottom of the video. Thank you.